Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. It is your boy EKB live and direct, coming to you from Sasebo, Japan. It is currently 10 p.m. for me, my time here. I'm gonna see how much time frame I have here. I know this is an awkward time. It's a Monday for everybody else. I wanted to see if I could hop in. Say word. Where? What up, man? How long you been accessible? And what the hell are you doing up at this hour? Some big ass bugs out here. Peter, what up? E, what up? On base. All right, bet, man. When you got some free time, man, we gotta link up. We gotta link up. Let me know if my audio is clear. I gotta keep my voice low. Y'all know how since May 30th. Wow, that's crazy. How you liking Sasebo so far, man? That's one thing that I gotta find out. Kind of curious to see what your opinion is gonna be. And you've been accessible since May 30th, man. You ain't seen me walking around. You ain't bumped into me yet. I find that hard to believe. Second week of my summer off. Got another 6 weeks, man. That sounds good to me, man. Enjoy this summer. Sounds good. Japan is cool. I do miss America. A lot cheaper. You think America's cheaper? Where in America is the thing, man? Because I don't know about that, man. Especially with the yen rate being as low as it is right now. At the Navy Lodge, man. I spent 3 months in that Navy Lodge, man. I don't want to have to go back in there. I was just in that area though, because my kids got swim lessons. So my kids have been swimming at that pool over in that area. So that's kind of funny that you say that, man. That's nuts. Oh, okay. You saying Japan is cheaper? For sure. Okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense now. What are you missing about the US, man? And E, what you gonna be doing with your summer? Moses in the place to be. Moses, what up, man? I'm glad y'all joining in with me, man. Peter, man, thanks for the love with the super chat, man. That goes a long way, brother. I appreciate it. I got these big ass bugs flying around, man. So this is a different experience at night. Dude, much love for that, man. Look, Peter, if you're gonna do a super chat, man, do something that like I can show with that. If you're gonna do something like that, man, like don't just throw the $4.99 at me, man. Let me do something so I can kind of put you up on screen or something like that. And I gotta get used to doing this StreamYard too. So y'all bear with me. I'm still not super nice with this yet. That's for Matt and DJ to control. Said I miss everything about the US. Although owning guns and everything. That's funny to me, man. Like, because like I get that people like that, the whole Second Amendment thing, and I get guns go bang, they're loud and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, man, ain't nobody using guns. So unless you're like really a collector that like cleaning and breaking down guns and just have them, most people are not even gonna use their guns like that. So maybe you go out to the range, but I don't know. Are you an avid hunter? You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do that out here too, but that's neither here nor there. It is a different culture though. It's a culture shock, man. Even though I love it here. Let's see. E said, let me see if I can bring these up, man. Since we got everybody here, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna try to control the chat. I ain't even lit my cigar yet, man. I'm talking to y'all. I ain't even lit the cigar. Said we out of the cottage. Last week we were at a friend's college. Next week we head to America to visit a wife in Connecticut and Ohio. That's a good look. That's what's up. I've never been to that part of the Midwest, man. It's kind of interesting now, like having friends out here from the Midwest, like hearing that accent, like I can almost point it out now. So cats from like Indiana, Ohio, I can hear the accent now. Johnny said good morning, checking in from work van today. All right, man. I'm glad you're joining in from the work van. Appreciate it, man. I hope everything is clear audio wise and you're enjoying the show, man. Let's see. I've given up cigars, but I'll smoke one if I can find what I like. It's gonna be hard to find cigars out here, man. Really, like it's when you go to the Navy Exchange, it's not much of a selection in there. I think it's like a CAO, maybe a My Father, but I think most of that selection in the Navy Exchange has been cleared out. There are like two cigar lounges out here that it's not gonna be easy to get cigars in Sasebo, man. So I mean, if you're giving up cigars, it ain't gonna be that big of a deal anyway. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here, man. Let me see what if you know what's saying. Said, damn, a morning session. I'm on my way to the gym. I should be working out right now myself, man. I haven't been in the gym in like 3 weeks, so get that work in, man, and handle business, man. Hope you get a good workout going. Let's see. He said, I've been crushing largemouth bass so far. That sounds pretty good, man. You out there on the boat? That's what's up. I was just talking to somebody today, man. Let me light my cigar. What am I doing? I was telling somebody today that I don't like fish. I eat sushi. I like raw fish, but I'm very particular about the fish that I eat. But I'm a boy from the South, man, that don't eat fish. I know it's crazy. Let me see. Let me catch up. He said I'm a simple legal provider. You already know. Hey, look, man. Good luck finding okay, you can find legal provider out here. There's a few places. And when I say out here, I mean in Japan, right? But as far as Sasebo, good luck finding legal provider. Good luck. Like you're really gonna need it. Like if you shoot me a message on IG, I'll let you know. Sorry if the wind is too strong. If you shoot me a message on IG, and I'll let you know where that lounge is. It's not too far from here. It's walkable. So I assume that you've been off base, kind of walking through Nimitz Park, and across in that area in the town area over there in the Cho. So it's not too crazy. Maybe 15-minute walk or something like that. All right. So my man Peter with the super chat. There you go. Now I can put you up for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Glad to make it to a live. Still miss the reviews, bro. Hey, man, people have been, talking about reviews. If something, comes through the pipeline, the way that we're talking about behind the scenes, I might do a review. So it's possible. And I've been really busy, man. Like it's rare that that I'm even putting out this kind of content, right? Because I've been so busy as of late. But I got something I'm doing right now for my Japan channel, and there's something that's working behind the scenes that might be able to provide some income for doing reviews. And if that's the case, then I will hop back on, because the income is a very important part with some things that's going on right now. So one, with the super chat, I appreciate that. But I have been looking into a top 10 list, man, that I might do. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I've been kind of going conflicted, and I've been kind of going back and forth on whether I'm gonna do that or not. But I may hop in with that. We'll see. So once again, man, appreciate the love on the super chat, man. Thank you for doing that. It means a lot. But let's see down the line if that review thing happens, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that it's confirmed yet, but I've been thinking about it. Let's see. Well, there is fish, freshwater, and seafood ocean. So here's the thing. When it comes to eating fish, right? Catfish, it ain't gonna happen. That shit is just too muddy and too earthy. I can't stand it. when you got stuff like salmon and trout, and whether it's wild or farm raised or whatever the case may be, I can't do it. It tastes way too fishy to me. Skate, shark, if it's cooked properly, I can kind of get away with that. Halibut, maybe mahi mahi, I can kind of do it if it's cooked properly, but that's really rare. Crabs, oysters, and clams, I can kind of do that a little bit, here and there. I don't like shrimp anymore, like at all. Like I hate shrimp now. Like, maybe if it's like popcorn fried shrimp, maybe I can kind of get away with that if I, dip it in a lot of like ketchup and shit. But sushi, meguro, if I'm eating tuna, I'm smashing that. Taco, octopus, I'm smashing that. Ika, squid, smashing it. You know what I'm saying? When it's sushi, like I can get down with. So, but like cooked fish that I'll actually eat, maybe halibut and maybe mahi mahi. But that's kind of like the realm of where I'll go with that. Yo, I'm smoking the Muestra de Saca Exclusivo, and I've smoked a couple test blends of this, and I've smoked this cigar a couple times. Man, this is a delicious cigar. Y'all know how I am about Dunbar and tobacco and trust in general, but I'm really digging this joint. And said I go out in the town all the time. I go to the Domino's all the time. Yo, is you talking about expensive? That's when you spend a lot of money in Japan. Like that Domino's is crazy, and these pizzas are like this big. They're tiny, man. I don't know how you doing that, man. Okay, this is what you need to do, by the way. If you're trying to get real pizza, go to Sasebo Pizzeria. It's worth the money, like to get real pizza. And right across the street from that is a place called I think it's like Bronx or BX Grill or something like that. It's a burger spot. It's the best spot. Like it's not far from the base. So that's what I recommend on that joint. He said I also don't love eating fish, but I love catching them. I bet. I see the difference there. He said not much better than an early morning on a canoe, smoking a cigar and drinking coffee. See, that's the part that I can get into. Just the chilling, vibing, either by yourself or with friends, smoking a cigar with a nice drink on the water. That sounds good to me. But I'm a hippie, man. It's black hippie right now. So like catching fish for me, it's like I can't do that if I'm not eating it. You feel me? Like if it's like catching someone on a hook and then dragging into the boat, that got to be like a traumatizing experience. So like I'm one of those people like, yo, I can't treat fish like that unless I'm actually gonna eat it and it's actually going, into something special. Let me get the homie Mathis right here. Mathis, I just 2 days ago, man, I just got your package. So big shout out to you, man. So thank you for that. He said, miss what I'm smoking. This is the Muestra de Saca Exclusivo. Muestra de Saca Exclusivo, Dumbarton. So, let's see. Okay, let me see what he said right here. Caught your combo with Eno and Fred. I missed the reviews too, but respect to you for putting your needs first. Great combo, by the way. Appreciate it, Moses. That was this cigar is damn near perfect right now. That was a special show. Just because I really respect those two cats, just in general, and that's a difficult topic to broach. You know what I'm saying? Like this climate is really difficult to talk about anything that has to do with race and has to do with culture and has to do with inequality without people really kind of bastardizing the conversation. So you really got to kind of walk on eggshells. Everybody wants to have like a victimization or a snowflake mentality towards things and everything. They want everything to be like a conflict. And without hearing the points and looking at nuance and looking at perspective, it's really a tough place to have that conversation. I think it's a lot of people in general in this culture that, especially if you're not of a certain age, that really don't understand the ramifications of a lot of injustice in cultures and in society in general. So it's really kind of a delicate tightrope walk to have that conversation when everybody wants to either play a victim or wants to, you know, consider somebody to be an attacker and wants to cancel people. So like when you're you know, kind of having these conversations, it's a delicate tightrope walk. And you know, it's kind of interesting to be able to have a conversation with, you know, two dudes that I respected, and to put that out in a public sphere like that, especially with the demographic like the cigar community, that can be somewhat what is the word that I'm looking for here? That could be somewhat divided when it comes to social issues. That was tough, man. So I'm glad, you know, you appreciated that combo. I'm glad it didn't go too crazy. It wasn't a lot of ramifications. And I'm really talking about some personal situations and something that could have been misconstrued and really taken out of context. So I had to be really careful, you know, in that dialogue, man. So appreciate that feedback. That was a tough one. It said making you hungry. I feel it. It fulfills the primal urges with it, and this is for the fishing and the hunting context here. So yeah, I feel you on that. It's funny, man, because when you mention that, I wonder. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get to this. Hold up. I wonder, like, do I have that? I think I do. I think I do kind of have that to a degree, but I don't know, man. I guess that primal stuff doesn't click in until I need it to. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing. I could get into a whole conversation on that. Yo, my first haircut was tragic. I cried in the taxi. Okay, all right, Ian. I need to know where you went to get this cut. Did you? I'm sorry for laughing, but I don't know if I ever told my haircut story here on this live. You know, being in Japan and getting a really bad haircut. I got pictures. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. You give me some of your content of what happened with this haircut, bro. I need to know. Just put it in the comments. We gonna talk about this, and then I'm gonna put up my haircut that I got and that I had to clean up myself on my community tab, so you guys can see what happened. Like, it's a funny story. Like, I don't know if I can like really tell the story here to really kind of get off the way I wanted to get off, but I'm sorry, bro. It's rough. This is why like I wear hats and bandanas a lot, because if I don't have time to cut my own hair, it's tragic Bronson out here, bro. So I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I swear. But it's funny because I know what it's like. Ah man, dude, if I was doing this in the daytime, I would be super weak right now. I'm still trying to keep the bedroom voice on right now. But that's so E, to answer that question, go to Big Guilty Podcast on YouTube. That's Innocent from SB 1014. He rocks with Sanj Patel. Innocent is the homie, and Fred from Cigar Head, Fred TV. He and I just had a conversation about, you know, basically, you know, developing black businesses and black ownership, and you know, the relationship with, you know, the black community in the cigar community. And it was a really necessary conversation, and it was really cool, man, because it was just really fellas just getting together with cigars and trying to motivate and move the culture, and that's everybody into a forward position, and just seeing a way that we can actually grow the the community and make it more fruitful for everybody being inclusive. It's kind of the main thing. Let me see what Lee is saying here. He said, hey, actually got on a live for a change, always watching your videos. What's the smoke for today? Once again, this is the Dunbar and Tobacco and the Trust Muestra de Saca Exclusivo, and it's fantastic right now. Y'all don't know how much I'm enjoying the cigar. It's been for real. It's been amazing. Said the language barrier was real. Yeah, man, that's really been the thing, dude. Like, it's tough. Like, trying to get a haircut, trying to get your car fixed, things like that where you really need a lot of detail. and you can't just use hand signals and and small basic Japanese words and things like that, or small basic English words, that's when it gets difficult, man. And I really try to utilize my phone a lot to kind of bridge that gap. I'm not fluent in Japanese by any stretch. I know, kind of like how to give directions. I know how to tell somebody like my emotions and how I feel, things like that. Ask basic questions and things like that. But when it comes to like, yo, I want number two on top, give me a drop fade, and I need a lineup that's kind of going into those details. I'm not able to do that yet. So that's when it gets kind of hairy, bro. So I understand. Just understand that I can sympathize with you. You feel me? I can empathize and sympathize. He said I went to the barbershop that I thought cut black hair, and the guy made me look like Pee Wee Herman. Oh, he gave you that. See, this is what happened. He gave you that military cut. He gave you that high and tight. That's what they know how to do, Cat Daddy. There's a lady that's on the base. So if you go to the base barbershop, it's over there by the Mickey D's. I think her name is Hitomi, if I remember correct. Hitomi. Hitomi, like the next time you need a cut, if you're gonna be here long enough, man, she might be the one that can look out for you. That's gonna be my best advice on that one. That's who my son goes to. I still don't go there. I have not had my hair cut by a barber in Sasebo. I've cut my hair every time. So you can also go to the Navy Exchange, man, and get some clippers and go to work. You might just have to do a number two, get a Caesar all the way around, and just leave it at that. But I got to keep my voice down. I don't want to start laughing. Oh, you got the Batman. Oh, dude, that's rough, man. Oh, this is so tough. Yeah, yo, I'm sorry, brother. Like, sincerely, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I bet. Yeah, y'all go check out NO, man. Go check out Innocent Big Guilty Podcast. Go check out NO. He said my wife is learning Japanese and she speaks for me. That's what's up. Yeah, look, man. Whatever she's learning, she's taking, what is that? Kumo. I think it's something like that. She's using Duolingo. She's taking courses, man. I highly recommend to get in there, at least to be able to, get the basics, like where, doko, that kind of thing. Why, nani, what, so nani, naze for why, get those kind of things down. Kind of get left, right, migi, hidari, get some of the basic stuff down, man. Get hiragana so you can kind of pick up things and read a little bit. It helps out a lot, bro. It really does. Let's see. Yeah, I go to the next and get the haircut now. She got me right. Okay, bet. It sounded like you kind of connecting the dots a little bit, man. I was doing the best I could to try to help out. No, I'm not learning any Japanese. All right, bro. It gets tough out here. It gets tough without it. But I got to tell you, man, it's a hard language. It's a really tough language, man. It's not easy, and especially with the subject verb agreement is completely different, and they literally almost speak like Yoda, like they speak backwards. So that's the part that I've been having a hard time with, but it saved my ass a couple times too, especially like traveling. Being accessible, you ain't got to worry about it. It's such a small base, and you don't have to go too far out. Enough people kind of speak English, so it's a way that you can kind of get away, a little bit. You can just stay on the base, that kind of thing. But if you're trying to get outside, pick up something, bro. Let me see, my man Mike is up in here, man. Let's see what Mike is talking about. Said, man, I'm at work, just stopping to say what up, homie. Don't work too hard, man. I'm glad you popped in, though. I appreciate you. That's my guy right there. Oh, speaking of, man, go check out Cigar Carpenter's channel as well. Give him the like, give him a follow if you have not done it yet. He's doing Shark Week and he's killing. So, and like the Sumatra joint he's been doing is lit, man. So like Mike got really good content, and y'all worry, about me not doing reviews. Y'all ain't got to worry about reviews, man. Y'all got Mike on the scene right now. Mike is killing it. So show love to the homie. Ohio goes Amaz. That's my fam right there, man. Fred, what up? This is the other Fred. It's not Cigar Hair Fred, but this is my homie Fred. Fred, what up, man? Ohio. It's late for me though, man. It's like 10:30 at night, man. I'm outside. I got to be careful. So I got to use my quiet place voice right now. Let me see what else is popping here. I said, what's good, Keelan? Had an Atabey for the first time yesterday per your recommendation. Phenomenal cigar. So was that the OG Atabey? And I don't know if you know, like the sizes on the Atabey is kind of weird, man. But I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as I did, man. I really dig that cigar. E, good looking out, man. I appreciate you joining in. Thank y'all for joining in. I know it's kind of a crazy time, but I wanted to get y'all early in the morning for once. But it's kind of funny when it comes to Atabey, man. I haven't really like hopped on the Atabey recently. I got like maybe 4 altogether, remaining because I had the accident with my Atabeys. So I got 4 remaining. And I'm not saving them from any kind of special occasion, but it's just like sometimes you in the mood for Atabey. So I just kind of want those to be on deck when the time is right. But as far as like, an expensive cigar that really like lives up to the price range, Atabey is it, man. So I'm glad like that recommendation worked out. Let me see what other my homie Fred. Fred, what you up to, man? I know you probably like getting ready for work or something like that, man. But show some love, man. Let me know what's going on with you. Say what up to D too, man. Let's see. All right, that was the homie saying he got to get up out of here. Peace, E. He said, yes, sir. OG Ritos. That's what's up. I think it was 6 1/8 by 55. That was a big cigar too. Well, here's the thing with that. Like that's a larger ring gauge, and honestly, that ring gauge can be a little bit softer on the profile. To me, it could be a little bit, but you still get a lot of the honey. You still get a lot of the nuances with that cigar. They burn really well. They especially if if they're dry boxed appropriately and not too moist, because I've noticed that an Atabey can really get moist. It can hold a lot of moisture, and if it doesn't have too much moisture, man, they smoke perfectly. But getting that nice cedar, man, getting those honey notes, those Cuban-esque, profiles. It's a really good cigar. It's really legit. So Guillermo said that the Atabey Lancero was a great smoke. I think I've only had that one like once. I think that's it. And I really enjoyed it because like I'm not the biggest fan of the Lanceros in general. And like the Atabey Lancero is a real Lancero. It gotta be like 38, right? On the ring gauge. That's a smaller ring gauge. But flavor wise, once again, it's an Atabey and it holds up and it does it the way that it's supposed to do it. So that's a good look, man. So I thoroughly enjoyed that myself. I'm not a Lancero cat though, man. It's like I have smoked plenty of Lanceros, but I'm finding like this is a really good ring gauge for me. Like the double Coronas, the Coronas, what's the Lonsdale, that kind of thing. They've really been sitting nice for me. That's kind of what I've been into as of late. Sorry, I'm getting like so many like messages popping up and whatnot. Everybody like that's in America is starting to wake up right now. Everybody getting out, and so my joint going off. And it's kind of weird. Like usually, like I'm starting to kind of like settle down and mellow out around this time. I've been so busy lately, man, that when it's getting late at night, I've been playing a lot of video games. Man, I finally got Grand Theft Auto 5, so I've been playing that. I just beat, what's the joint called? Star Wars Fallen Order. I just beat that the other day. I'm kind of disappointed because I was really enjoying that game. I just beat it. And then for my birthday, my wife and my daughter got me Spider-Man 2. So those are the games that I've been kind of messing around with. But you know what? I'm kind of not feeling Spider-Man 2. Like, it's cool, maybe once I get into the game a little bit, but I think uh, going from Star Wars to Spider-Man, like the mechanics of the game is so different. And I feel like the mechanics in Star Wars were so much more grounded that I enjoyed playing that a lot more. So usually that's what I was doing. But like, I was really in the mood for a good cigar. And I've been like, I feel like I've been neglecting the vintage cigar a lot lately. Like, I haven't really given you guys the time of day and really did sit down and do a live to have a really good conversation. Aside from like really sitting down with Cigar Head Fred, sitting down with Eno and doing the infamous, I've been kind of MIA, man. And like, I just want y'all to know, like, I care about this channel still. Like, I know it's like there's a lot of stuff that's been happening behind the scenes, and it's a lot of stuff happening with YouTube. A lot of people going through a whole issue with YouTube and stuff like that. But this community, I love it, man. For y'all to even have people viewing the channel and giving comments and stuff like that, it's just kind of crazy that that it's still a thing and it still exists, that you guys come and support the channel. Speaking of, like, I don't know if you guys have been following Cigar Alchemist. Cigar Alchemist has a video that's coming out soon. It's going to be really important. I'm not going to go into a lot of details until he puts that out. But what I will need y'all to do is to go support that man's channel, the Cigar Alchemist. That's my homie John. Really, John is probably one of the most endearing and down to earth people that I've met in this community. Like, with all of the new wave guys, with all of the Cigars on Bandit Cats, Cigar Head Fred, Marvin from the Bearded Cigar, like, like I can go on and on, like, with everybody that I've been meeting, in this community, in the cigar community, man. It's like everybody's dope. Everybody's been really good. I don't have any issues with anybody, anything like that. But one of the most sincere and down to earth people that I've met out of this is John. Like, I really rock with that dude heavy. Like that, like he's just good people. He's just a good family man, and he's just a real down to earth dude. And I just like talking to him. So this is somebody that I'm saying here that I want to set the seeds that I want people to really support this dude, support his channel, and look out. Just because he's great with his reviews, and he's just a good dude all the way around. You feel me? Let's see. Greetings from Germany. Peace, man. What's going on in Germany right now? Like, Germany's kind of an interesting thing, man. Like, 'cause I don't ever have the chance to get out there. Like, I really want to go to Germany. I hear the people in Germany are like mad cool. I feel like Americans and the Japanese. This is a great cigar, yo. This is up there. Honestly, I might like the Bewitched. I'm gonna get back to Germany in a second, but just since I'm smoking this cigar, I actually might like the Exclusivo more than the Bewitched. The Bewitched has been my favorite Muesha de Saka. But there was another one I had too that was really good. Oh, the Barbarella, that's really good too. So like, I'm going back and forth. But anyway, like, I feel like people in America and Japan kind of have a skewed perspective on what Germany is because of everything that happens, with the World War and all that kind of stuff. And, and I'm trying not to say the other word because I don't know if this is going to be monetized or demonetized. I don't know. But that being said, like, people that I talk to now, like modern day Germany, I feel like everybody's saying like the Germans are like, come in, have a drink, sit down, have a really good conversation, and it's just down to earth people. Like, it's a different culture, but like, just the people have been, I hear, really cool. So I hope you're doing well out there in Germany, man. I hope it's really treating you good. Over Under is a dope ass name too, by the way. I don't know if I talked about this before, when it came to uh, the West of the Soccer line. I was smoking some of Steve Saka's underground cigars. I was smoking like some of his test blends. Shouts out to Peter from Cigars Unlimited for sending those out to me too. I was smoking the Exclusivo, and I got the weirdest flavor profile from that. Y'all remember like the little wafers, like the kind that they put in like Kit Kats, or when you were in school, they had the little square, not square, but rectangular wafers. They might have vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or whatever the case may be. I was smoking that test blend, and I swear I got that wafer profile. And it's close in this blend. This is a slightly different blend, but it's phenomenal. This is a very sweet and spicy cigar. The draw has been absolutely perfect. So since we're talking about really good cigars and talking about the experience and whatnot, so this is a cigar channel, so let's talk cigars, right? So I'm trying to clear the screen. Sorry about that. All right, but look, so what are some of the cigars that you guys have been really impressed by for 2024? What are some of the cigars that have stood out to you? And I don't know if you guys are at work right now. I don't know if y'all are driving. I don't know what the case may be. If you can type, if you can chime in, put it in the comments. What cigars have really stood out to you? I made a post on Instagram the other day talking about some of the cigars that have been outstanding. One cigar that I want to put a highlight on is the Orthodox by Black Label Trading. That is a phenomenal cigar. I don't know how many of you that are out there right now have had this cigar. I got to give a shout out to the people at Black Label Trading Company for sending me out these blends, just to kind of test them out. They were, getting them out to a lot of the new wave cats. And I'm pretty sure they sent them to a lot of the reviewers and people that are out there. And I got to tell people like, yo, I'm not doing the reviews anymore. I'm not doing, a lot of content. And, because I really haven't been trying to promote other people's brands and stuff like that. But I am a cigar smoker. I am a consumer, and I still appreciate different blends, and I'm still testing blends out for myself and trying to figure out the blends that I like. But I do want to give Black Label Trading Company, because the La Madonna Negra was phenomenal. It's a really, really, really good cigar in general. And I got the Orthodox. And just looking at the band, it's like the way that they market their cigars is not really my cup of tea. But I can't dictate how somebody is going to market their own cigars or the image that they're trying to, to project out, to their audience and things like that. But when it comes to the cigar and how the cigar smokes and how the cigar tastes, that Orthodox is outstanding. So if they are trying to get an endorsement from me, they got it. I do want to give them their propers on that, because that is one of the best cigars that I've had in 2024 so far. It's a nice fruit note that is in there. I haven't had it in a couple of weeks, so I don't want to be like specific saying like, oh, it's cherry or if it's this, that, or the third. But there's a stone fruit note in there, and the cigar is extremely balanced. I haven't had any draw issues. I haven't had any construction issues. So that cigar within itself was outstanding. That was phenomenal. The Mil Diaz Maduro. Cigar Head Fred and I did a review on the Mil Diaz Maduro. Just, Fred asked me to do a review for his channel. And the only reason why I hopped on is because I just wanted to show love to Fred's channel, and I wanted to have a good conversation with him. So I told him I would come out of retirement to do a review for that. And I stepped out of the box and did that. And, I know I really dig the cigar anyway. I know the cigar is really good. And y'all know that I rock with Crown Heads in general. But I didn't realize that when I was doing that Fred hadn't had the cigar before. So that was his first time smoking the Mil Diaz Maduro. He was blown away. And I thoroughly enjoyed that cigar. I think that's just a great cigar in general. and it's probably one of the best releases that has come from Crown Heads in a minute. La Carême might be my absolute favorite from the portfolio, but Mil Diaz Maduro is definitely up there. So I had a great experience with that cigar, man. And so if you guys want to try that out. So let me see what Over Under was saying here about Germany. So he said from a German perspective, in Germany, Cuban cigars are always a thing, but now that Cubans are really hard to get, so from my perspective, everyone is looking for alternatives. Okay, so that's great. I'm actually glad you said that, man. So I'm gonna leave that out for a second. So what has seemed to be the alternatives that are out there, as far as like here in Japan? I'm just gonna use this to kind of connect the dots a little bit. Steve Saka and Dave Lafferty just posted on Facebook that there's a spot out in Tokyo that is selling Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust cigars. They got like Sin Compromiso, they got Muestra de Saka, they got Mi Querida. And I wasn't able to get to that store when I lived in that region, Kanagawa and Kanto, Tokyo Prefecture. When I lived in that area, I wasn't able to get there. So it's kind of amazing to see that Dumbarton has made it across the Pacific over into Japan. And I know that in Europe right now, the focus is Cuban. Like that's what everybody smokes. And that was kind of the majority of what people were smoking in Japan as well, right? So I'm kind of curious to see what market and what cigars are making it overseas. I know here you can see Rocky Patel. You might be able to see Drew Estates from time to time. You might be able to, you might see Plasencia, Arturo Fuente, and that's really like the majority of what people are smoking. I'm kind of curious to see, like, for people who have a palate for Cuban cigars, getting into the Dominican might work a little bit, but I wonder how they're going to be reacting to these dark Maduros and these heavier Nicaraguan, tobacco, and especially if like something like, Alec Bradley with Honduran tobacco, that might throw people off. I would be curious to see what the reaction is and what people in Germany are smoking outside of Cubans. That right there is a litmus test that I kind of want to know about. Let me see what Moses is saying. Moses said, still playing catch up because I'm new. Newest cigar releases, I'm new. Newest release cigar I've had was the Plasencia 151, which was solid. I did not like that cigar, man. I love the 149. I love the 146. That 151 was not hitting for me. The Olmec Claro, which is fantastic. I dig that. I like the Maduro more, but that Olmec is outstanding. And San Cristobal Elegancia blew me away this year, but they're older releases. But that's not too bad, man. I mean, that's still kind of in a lot of the more recent cigars that are out there, man. Moses, I'm just glad you're getting out there and you're trying a lot of different cigars, man, and really testing the waters. That's really the most important thing right there. And that's kind of a good diverse amount of cigars to really try and to have. Out of what you mentioned in that case, the Olmec is serious. That's probably would be my favorite out of that list. If you can find it, try to find the 149 from Plasencia. I want to see what you think about that once that's out there. I just saw Matt's comment. I'm gonna put that up in a second. What up, homie? I'm glad you're here, bro. He said, I grabbed myself some Dumbartons, Silver Mesas, Short Churchills last week. Great cigars. I'm gonna agree with that. That's like, y'all know how I feel about Dumbarton cigars in general. So Silver Mesa is always a good option. Everybody's like, if you're saying like, if you're newer to certain cigars and things like that, especially like if you're used to Cubans, I feel like Dumbarton is a whole different world. It's a lot more earthy. It's usually a lot sweeter. You get a lot of different spices and less wood. You get less of the like honey and nutty notes in there. But I just think Sober Mesa is a good transition because it's so complex and it kind of blends those, the woodier, spicier notes. It's a good combination with Sober Mesa, and they're like they have that sweet profile. So this is the comment I was laughing at right here. Alec Bradley would throw people off the hobby, and it's hard to argue with that, man. Especially like, dude, going from Cubans to smoking Alec Bradley, that's a tough transition right there. That's rough. That's taking a hard left turn. Peace, bro. Finally getting a chance to catch it live. What up, man? And that's why I did this, man. It's really late here, so I'm trying to be careful with my voice. So hopefully I'm not getting too hyped, so I disturb my neighbors. My wife is right above me, so hopefully I'm not disturbing her. She's gonna let me know once I go inside. We're gonna know how that works out. But I wanted to get a different time frame, man, so I can get a different group of people in here to have a conversation, chop it up, and enjoy a good cigar. I know most of you, it's probably too early for y'all to be smoking, but you never know, man. Somebody might be lighting up a 40-acre farm right now. Somebody might be lighting up Sober Mesa. Maybe a Casa 1910, something like that, something a little bit lighter. Maybe a JDN Connecticut Warhawk or something like that. Those would be like great cigars to have in the morning to get your day started. While we at it, man, like, where are y'all at as far as like morning smokes? I don't know, like, I know some people don't really rock with the morning cigar like that. I have my times when, like, I want a cigar in the morning, but lately I've been way too busy in the mornings to sit down and just have a cigar. And this is the first cigar that I've had today. I haven't had any time to sit down with a cigar. Moses said I have a B&M close by with the 146 and the 149. I'll get back to you. Yeah, get up on that, Moses. Straight up and down like that. Like, I really enjoy that. And what is the new 149? Matt can confirm this for me. That's the Cortez, right? I got one of those now. I haven't lit that up yet. I almost grabbed that one to smoke, but I was honestly in the mood for a Dunbar cigar. I was really in the mood for Dunbar, so that's why I grabbed this Exclusivo, and I wanted to see how similar this cigar was to the. I just asked. I wanted to see how close it was to that test blend that I had, and it's pretty close. I'm like, real right now. Like, if y'all get a chance, go out and try Muestra de Saka. Matt, I sent you a whole bunch of Muestra de Sakas, man. I'm waiting on your feedback. I want to hear what you think about the ones that I sent out to you. I know I sent you a Bewitched. Did I send you the Naka Tamale or the Now Leave Me the Hell Alone? I know I sent one of those, and I think I sent Unstolen Valor. I think those are the three off the top of my head that I sent out. So you got to correct me on that, Matt. Said a cigar that arrived lately in Germany was the Drew Estates Deadwood series. God damn it! All right, look, I'm not gonna hate on Deadwood, but sending out, like, for people that generally smoke Cubans, to me, for Drew Estates, like, they really are pushing those Deadwood cigars, and I understand it, I get it, and that works for like a lot of the newer smokers and things like that. But I would think it would be a better idea to push like the Undercrown 10, or maybe I just had it in my head. I don't know why, I'm just lost my train of thought on that. Drew Estates, Undercrown 10. What was the other joint? Oh, the Liga Privada. Like, I don't know why they're pushing Deadwood, but anyway, if you smoke the Deadwood and enjoy that, man, because there's gonna be plenty of them out there. But Drew Estate's got better options. He said, I never smoke in the morning. I don't like smelling like cigars for that long, as always smoking in the afternoon and evening. And that's how I feel too, dude. Like, I'm kind of self-conscious about walking around smelling like cigars. So I hate, like, if I'm in the middle of a cigar and then, like, my wife needs me, or like the kids need me, or I need to make a run or something like that, and I'm going out smelling like cigar, I can't stand it. that makes me so self-conscious. So I totally get that. But there are some lighter, cleaner cigars out there that, you can kind of get away with it a little bit. Got the wrong one. I'm gonna get back to you, Ben. Good morning to you. Ohio gozaimasu. Or konbanwa for me right now. But he said, yeah, the Cortez is the best size for that 149 and the Alma del Fuego. That Alma del Fuego was good in that Cortez too. Shouts out to you sending that one to me, man. I appreciate that. And I don't know who sent me that 149. I got two of them, I think. So I think it was a couple different people. So I'm actually really excited to light that up and see how that goes. Shouts out to San Diego, man. I just had some people from San Diego come out here and visit me in Japan, man. So we spent quite a bit of time bouncing around Fukuoka, bouncing around. I don't think we got to Kyoto. I think we spent most of the time in Fukuoka. So maybe I'll put up some of the pictures and stuff like that. I didn't put them on my cigar page, but it was dope, man. To have people, from America come out here, especially people from San Diego. So shouts out to you, man. I hope you're doing good out there in San Diego, bro. I don't know if it was a crap ton, man. Like I wouldn't say that, but I was really trying to, to get you to partake in the Muesha de Saka line, man. I want to see what you think about that when you get a chance. Shouts out to Ben, man. Shouts out to Ben. He said the Cortez Fuego is better than that $100. Dude, and see, I hadn't had a chance to ask you about. Hold on. Let me get it lit. I didn't get a chance to ask you about that because I think the last time that I asked you was like, did you light up that? Did you burn $100 bill? And I was talking about that Plasencia cigar, man. I didn't know that was Ometepe for one. So if y'all don't know, for those of you who are, are kind of new to these conversations and new to the conversations that, we have amongst the new wave, Matt does not like minerality in his cigars. And Ometepe, you're going to get mineral. It's volcanic soil. And there's a lot of mineral flavor in that. And I've noticed that some people don't know how to process what that flavor is like. So when I think mineral, I think that flavor, that really earthy, metallic, rocky, flavor profile that you get. That's the best way that I can describe it. I think Mike from Cigar Comforter described it as having like a mouthful of coins. It's a very unique flavor profile. Mac Cigar Hound Dog cannot stand that. He hates it. And I think everybody in their palate will have like these they will have these flavors that don't like really, connect with them. Like me, I hate dirt. I hate sandpaper and I hate dirt, which is why I don't like Honduran tobacco, because there's a good earth, profile. Like you get a Muesha de Saka, you get, some of the foundation cigars that give you a nice earthy component, Micarita, but I don't want it to taste like, just picking up dirt off the ground. That's like disgusting to me. And like, I can't stand when cigars taste like paper bags and it doesn't have any complexity. I think everybody has these notes that might throw them off and just make you just totally against certain cigars. So spending $100, I know you didn't pay for those, but just the principle of, let me put this up here. Just the principle of $100 cigar and getting just like metal and iron and salt and volcanic rock, that's hard on the palate, man. I guess you could say there are better $100 cigars that are out there. That's just outside of my wheelhouse, man. Like I probably would never experience that. So Matt, I'm gonna have to live vicariously through you. So let's see what this comment says. He said leather is another note I'm not crazy about. It's fine as a accentuation, but not into being in the main note either. And that's why I got away from my father. Like, I'm okay with getting that leather profile. I thought it was really good in the American. I thought the way that J.C. Newman used that as an accent in that cigar, I thought it really worked. And I thought all the other notes in it complemented that leather note as well. But when it comes to just those really leather armchair cigars that that is so prominent that the most thing that it almost tastes like you chewing on a belt, yeah, that definitely does kind of disappoint with a cigar. So over under said, if you were living in Japan, what cigar brands are popular in the lounges in Japan? As it's funny that you said that because I kind of answered this a little bit earlier. So the main focus here in Japan was Cubans, but everybody's dealing with the Cuban. I wouldn't say it's a shortage, but the difficulty in getting Cuban cigars and the cost of Cuban cigars right now is really difficult. The price is getting crazy, but they love Cuban cigars here. The people that actually smoke cigars love Cubans. So that's going to be the main thing. But you will get Plasencia, Drew Estates, Fuente, Rocky Patel. And this is just like from my experience, just going to the lounges, especially like when I lived in the Tokyo region, it was a lot easier to get more cigars and more lounges out there. That was the prominent New World cigars that were out there. So that's why it was kind of a big deal when I started the vintage cigar, like trying to get and keep up with people that can go to their local brick and mortar and get like a lot of the new releases. Like getting Dunbar and Tobacco and Trust was nearly impossible at one point in time out here. Getting Foundation, you're not going to find Foundation at all. You're not going to find Principal. You're not going to find Cavalier. You're not going to get Casdagli. You're not like any of those like more unique cigars that are out there, those more boutique and niche lines. You're not going to find them out here. It's really difficult. So if it was just not using, that's why I made that top 10 websites at the time, because the only way that I was able to procure cigars was to get cigars from online. And during that time, it was during COVID, and trying to get stuff shipped over to Japan was nearly impossible. So if I had to force myself to go out and buy cigars, at that time I was smoking a lot of Cubans, I was smoking a lot of Fuente and a lot of Plasencia, because that's more of my palate, that's more what I preferred. But I was trying to get anything other than that. I was really trying to get outside of the box. But I hope that answered your question, to kind of give you an idea of what is really popular. Oh, Davidoff as well. Davidoff is everywhere. Davidoff is everywhere. That didn't cross my mind because I don't really like Davidoff. So let me kind of jump to that. Davidoff must be also very popular in Japan. No, it's huge. They're like, if you're in Tokyo and you want Davidoff, they have Davidoff. What is that? Genevieve. They have their stores all over. If you go to the right place, you can actually get Padron as well too. I didn't mean to say Patron like the drink, but Padron. You can get that too, but more so Davidoff. I did smoke the Yamasa. I did smoke the Nicaraguas out here. So I've had a few Davidoffs, but I'm just not the biggest fan. So I'm sorry that didn't pop up in my brain. I'm not a big fan of Davidoff, by the way, but the stores are here. He said, my father's been missing a lot lately. I feel like, Matt, that my father is just kind of stuck in the old school style of cigars. I think they still feel like that, that really robust, woody, leathery profile is where, their bread and butter is going to be. But I think just in general that the people that smoke cigars like that are dying out. And I'm not saying that to be negative or to be macabre, but I really think, like, physically that that demographic is dying off. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's, I don't know, man. It's just I feel like people get set in their ways, and people get set in and trying to find their market and their niche, and sometimes they can't get out of, whatever cycle they were in, and the industry can pass you by. It's really hard with, a lot of these newcomers, the Pete Johnsons, the Steve Sakas, the Eric Espinosas, and like they're really changing how we smoke cigars. And then you got Sebastian, like like people are really like changing like the way that they smoke, like these more nuanced and just diverse flavor profiles, getting the fruit notes, getting the sweeter notes, and being creative, like with CAO, with Amazon. When you got, you know, John Huber, like you got all these different cats that are being really creative with their blending, man. It's like my father is gonna be like they're gonna be as outdated as the name, you know. That's just kind of the way I see it going right now. Let's see what Moses is saying about my father. He said La Bijou is next up for me. Is that what I'm about to run into? I can't tell you how your palate is gonna, absorb that, because you got people that love Le Bijou, you got people that love the Judge. But for me, just with just about all of my fathers that I've smoked, I call them armchair cigars, because it's going to be a lot of woods, a lot of char flavor, a lot of leather, that very robust, heavy coffee. It's not as heavy as a Padron, but like it's still going to be more in that lane. You're going to get the coffees, and you're going to like just kind of expect that, that charred wood, leather. That's a lot of what happens with those cigars, but that might actually work for you. That's a kind of a classic cigar profile now. That's not Cuban. That's what you kind of expect for that classic style. And it is what it is, and everybody's palate is going to appreciate it differently. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I got to a point where when I started branching out and really trying a lot of different brands, and I ran into the Illusiones, when I ran into HVC, when I ran into Dunbarton Foundation, JDN, like I was just like, yo, it's a lot more nuance and balanced cigars that are out there. And when you started like getting into Cass Dagley and Principal, like it was so much more than what my father was providing. Now I still enjoy Florida Lancetías, from time to time. So it's not like all downhill, but just with that portfolio, it just wasn't for me anymore. So over under said, I'm also not big of a Davidoff fan. For me, at the price point, I will always reach out for a Cuban cigar. Exactly. I would say like, yeah, I would much rather have a Partagas Serie D or Olla de Monterrey, you know, Monte Cristo, instead of just dealing with Davidoff. It's just so much more flavor. Like Davidoff is just a little too mild for me. Now that Nicaragua series is amazing. The Yamasa is really good. I had a Yamasa the other day that didn't go really well though. But I mean, yeah, I would rather have Cubans any day. If you can get a Trinidad, I would prefer that much more. But that's me. He said I called the guys. Uh, I called the guys dying of the good burn, bad draw boys. These are old honks that will proclaim that this cigar is great. It has a good burn and good draw. When you ask them how their cigar is smoking, like, look, you know, that's Matt. That's so on point, because I really feel like they're just people who really don't care what the cigar tastes like, as long as they can look cool smoking it, and like the construction is there, they're happy. I'm not that guy. I want my cigar to taste like this. I want to enjoy my cigar. Like having a great construction and all that is wonderful, and being able to enjoy the draw and all that. But like the whole thing is like developing your palate so you can actually taste and appreciate cigars. But dude, that's super on point. That's so money. Uh, hold up. Let me see. I kind of missed your comment here. So even when the quality of Davidoff is superior to most of the Cuban brands, yeah. I mean, look, you're gonna have that, man. You're gonna have the quality issues when it comes to Cubans. You know, that's gonna happen. But when you get a Cuban that smokes right, flavor wise, they're outstanding. You know, and I will stand on that. I say it all the time, but I will definitely stand on that. And it's just one of those things that like you're gonna get the quality out of Padron. You're gonna get the quality, you know, out of Davidoff. But it's just like what Matt was just saying, that you got certain people that really love just like the fact that you can get a good burn and get a good draw out of your cigar. But like, give me flavor, bro. Give me flavor. Like, I want to be able to smoke my cigars and all that, but I also want the other side of it too. It's just like it doesn't have to be one or the other. You know, it should be all of the above and all inclusive when it comes to that. Clay, long time no see. What's up, lady? How you doing? Oh no, don't worry about being late to the party. I still got a little bit more cigar to go, so I'm gonna stay out here until this burns up, or until my battery dies on this laptop. So I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Long time no see. And how do we say that here in Japan? Asashiburi is long time no see. I think I said that right. Let's see. Antias is my father's best regular line. I think so too. I think so too. And I know you like that 10th anniversary. And you know, the second one I had was really good. But like I can stick to that OG at the regular price point, and that cigar is outstanding. But you and I, we've talked about that. I ain't gotta say that to you. I'm just saying that to excuse me, everybody that's here watching at the time. She said, I'm always having the Antilles in my humidors. Yeah. That's one that is a go-to. And to me, I think it's their most balanced blend. And that's why Matt is saying that. Like, and I think it's the most approachable for just about everybody that's into cigars. Like you can have the vets that have been smoking cigars forever. You can have the budget smokers enjoy that. You can have the premium cigar smokers that are still going to enjoy it. If you're just looking for flavor, if you're looking for the nice burn, all that kind of good stuff, like you're going to get all of that at a reasonable price. So, and TS for sure, that is definitely the reason why, to me, it fits in everybody's humidor. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. It said depends on where you source your Cubans too. Different regions get different quality of Habanos. You know, that makes sense to me, Matt. For me, with that point, that was just always speculation on my part. Sorry, I left my torch, yo, so I'm trying to light it with this. But that was always speculation on my part. But I think with your cigar knowledge, man, that makes more sense, and it kind of confirmed a lot of my suspicions. And I gotta say that being out here in Japan, I don't feel like I've had major draw issues. Like a lot of the time when I was getting bad burns from and bad draws from my Cubans and all that kind of stuff was the ones that I ordered from online. That's just been my experience, right? But when I was going out to the lounges and like I'm sitting in the lounge and smoking Cubans, I'd never really had a lot of bad draws with those, especially like from the Partagas, like that, like those were pretty consistent. I hadn't had a lot of issues with the Monte Cristos. some of the punches that I got were plugged up, you know. And you know, I have bad luck with plugged cigars sometimes. So, but I've had more than my share of Cubans that just didn't go right, and I think a lot of those I got from online. And I'm not throwing the homie under the bus. It was Sal sent me that Bolivar, and I was so excited to get that Bolivar, man, and because I hadn't had a Bolivar in a couple years, and to have that cigar go, you know, as bad as it did, that was like a major letdown for me. Let me see what Moses is saying right here too. Peter's up in the place to be. Shouts out, Peter. I'll get to yours next, man. Um, just picked up a Robusto NTS, so feeling better already. Yeah, you're in good hands with that Florida Last NTS, man. So don't even sweat that. You're in good hands. Let's see what this is saying. What's going on here? GKB is live this early. Yeah, man. I had to try to, you know, figure out a way that I could, you know, get to y'all at a different time frame, man. But I'm trying to be kind of low key. You know, I don't want to disturb my neighbors. So I'm in the back of my house, like in the middle of nowhere. Like I can't even show y'all because it's so dark out here. But yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to accommodate all of my peoples, man. Let's see. So I missed a couple maybe. Let's see. Sal said that the UK and China get the cream of the crop. I can see that. You know, that those are like the major markets right now, and I would imagine that Japan is probably getting a lot of their stuff from China. I think. I know they got their beef, but they also got their trade as well too. And that's the other thing. Like if you're trying to send Cubans into Japan, like their system of taxing on Cuban cigars is bananas. I think I told y'all this story a long time ago, that when I first ordered my Cubans and got them shipped to my actual Japanese address and not my military address, it cost me almost $500 to get my boxes of Hoya de Nicaragua, Hoya de Monterrey Epicure #1s, just because like they held them, and I had to travel out to Yokohama. I had to drive almost 2 hours to get my cigars, and then I had to pay for them, and then they had to ship them back to my post office, and then I had to pay to get them out of my post office. So it almost cost me $500, not including what I paid from what was that spot, Monte Fortuna. I think that's where I got it from. So that was a mess. It was an absolute mess. So I don't think he mentioned Canada in that sense, but I don't know how that would work with Canada. If anybody has that information, that would be kind of cool, though. And speaking of, like, Peter, man, how is it going with those Cuban Sunday, man? What's that been like? I haven't been seeing the reviews pop up. So he didn't mention that. Nice hat, must be nice. Hey, look here, man. That was pure luck, man. I can't do nothing but give mad love to John, man, for sending this out. And I gotta say, like, when I put this hat on, it was my favorite hat. Like that, I was rocking that Krispy Kreme looking joint the other day, and you know, I was getting mad compliments on that. So that was mad cool, Peter. But when I put this hat on today, and I got my Biggie socks too. Check this. I don't know if I can show this. Let me see if I can get them up here. I got my Biggie socks, and that joint matched perfectly with the Biggie socks, yo. So I was like, yo, this hat is dope. So this might be my favorite hat in the collection right now, man. This is gonna get a lot of wear and tear. So man, maybe you should start doing YouTube reviews, man. Maybe, you know, some of that magic will happen. You know, all of that good favor that you put out into the community might come back. We'll see. G, what up, homie? So Miss Clay said, so many quality brands that are not Cuban honestly doesn't interest you. I would say this. That makes perfect sense. And this is like, there was a show that I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about this, man. And I don't know if this is the show. I was writing the show that I was telling everybody that I was going to actually do another, pre-recorded show and put it out. And I lost my notes, and I don't know what happened. I spent the past week like looking through all of my notes, and I couldn't find that show that I was working on. But I did want to expound on the fact that I don't want people to get caught up in Cubans being like the holy grail of cigars, because it's definitely not that. But I do think that in general, it is a flavor and it is a terroir and a region that you should be accustomed to. You should, like, the same way that you can appreciate, Dominican tobacco, the same way that you can appreciate Nicaraguan tobacco, or Pennsylvania broadleaf, Mexican San Andres, and on and on and on. Like, the way that you would appreciate Cameroon, it's good to have your palate adjusted to Cuban cigars as well, especially when you have the Illusiones and the HBCs, and you have all these companies that try to make Cuban-esque cigars, and you got Atabey and all this kind of stuff. It's good to have Cubans as a baseline. It's good to be able to appreciate what Cuban cigars can provide as far as your palate. That part is I think is necessary, but you still should just think about them as just another terroir, another option for really appreciating Cuban Criollo or Cuban Corojo, and getting the appreciation of what that Cuban twang is like. But I don't see anybody, especially once you've had the experience of smoking Dumbarton or smoking Principal, smoking from Plasencia, and smoking all of these different companies and brands that have really mixed up their blends, and giving you like the JC Newmans, that's giving you this diverse blends. I don't think it's gonna like overpower your palate. You're not gonna just be like, Cuban is just gonna completely change your world. A lot of that is gonna be the hype, but there is something special about Cuban cigars, just like there's something special about Fuente using Dominican. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this, not to be on a sermon, but if you get a chance and somebody that you trust can get a Cuban to you, I think it's worth trying Cubans. I think but it shouldn't stop your experience, from enjoying so many different, type of cigars that are out there. I think the beauty of this is really being able to appreciate, Brazilian tobacco, even trying out different Honduran blends or whatever, experience Ometepe, Condega, and see what all of these things, and seeing what, makes your palate tick and tingle, and get all of that, all of that matters. So, got to give a shout out to the homie G, man. Long time no see, brother. Isashiburi. Appreciate the love on the socks, man. I love these Biggie socks, man. It's just a weird fact about me that, you guys usually only see me from like here up. I'm always rocking some kind of wild socks. Like, I love stance socks. I love like athletic socks, and like I love like being creative with what I put on, and being able to represent hip hop, or to represent my love of comics and anime and all that kind of stuff, like in music, all of that kind of stuff, man. I just love having that, to be able to rock my socks like that. Let me see what Peter's saying right here. He said, nobody wants to hear me review a cigar. I'll stick to the live shows and my hand picks. And nah, man, look, I've been looking forward to you actually doing a live review, and between you and Matt with the grading system, you guys have set the bar with the grading system, with the tier system, and with the unparalleled system. You guys have kind of changed the game. So I think we need to see a live tier list, man. We need to put that out to the world. I said again, from the Germany perspective, in comparison to America, we Germans, get slim to none of the Opus X of the Andalusian bulls, for example. And that's tough, man. Like, I feel like it's a good experience. The same way I was talking about with the Cubans, it's a good experience to really be able to enjoy Opus X. I think Opus X is overpriced and overhyped. You know, if you can get your hands on a Fuente Don Carlos line or Hemingway or something like that, the Chateau line, I think you would, you know, or the Añejo, I think you have a much better experience than you would with the Opus X. But I don't know. I know a part of it is that thrill of the chase, of being able to get all the different options from Opus X. But you're not missing out. Now on the Andalusian Bull, that's tough. That's such a good cigar, man. That's one, like, you know, that you put on the wish list, and the hope at some point that you get a chance to smoke that cigar. I think everybody should have a chance to smoke, you know, a well-aged Andalusian Bull at some point in time. It's just such an amazing cigar, man. Once again, saying what you would be curious to try. I get it. You know, at some point, because I look at it like this, man. At some point, if you chase long enough, and you know, and you talk to the right people, the time it'll come. You know, Peter from Cigar Collective is always doing his giveaways, getting the people's giveaways. You know, and again, that's kind of hard being overseas. It's not easy to send cigars out overseas and stuff like that, especially with you being in Germany. But somehow, some way, cigars always kind of find a way to the people that really want to smoke them. You know, sooner or later it'll come around, because it was one of those things, man. I know it was at one point that I thought I would never, ever be able to get to have a Cuban cigar. I just thought it was going to be impossible. And just, you know, over time, you know, the whole thing behind I want to smoke when I first started a vintage cigar was to be able to get this experience to try to, you know, get as many cigars as possible. And I've smoked so many Cuban cigars at this point now that it's just like, it's just another cigar. You feel me? So at some point in time, it's going to come around, bro. So just keep trying to get it. Yeah, he would definitely kill. He would definitely kill if he started a channel. I mean, it would be crazy. Crazy. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? That's the other thing. Pretty boy with a garage full of, you know, of and coolers full of cigars. He's making money hand over fist. And then, you know, then he got the northeastern accent and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He would kill, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. Some people are shook ones. You know, he got a unique palate. He got the Peter palate. He would kill, man. The tier system is money. Get out there, Peter. Do your thing. Ben said I wore Stan socks at my wedding. Was styling and comfortable. No doubt, man. No doubt. I wish Stan socks were around during my wedding. I got pretty fly for my wedding, man. You know, I probably would have done it too if I could at that time. It wasn't around when I got married. But that's a nice look, though. I'm glad you went out there like that. Oh yeah, you should definitely do that. So people, you know, so you can actually go back on all the nasty things that you said about Chinchale, and you know the people can really. If Clay is still in here, I don't think she was really rocking with the Chinchale. I think she's on Team Peter with that. But I honestly think that, you know, will change your mind about how you actually feel about the Chinchale, and more people need to see that cigar because it is outstanding. Shouts out, like Warp can be kind of hit or miss. Chinchale is where it's at, and I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on that, and you will come around at some point in time. What up, Noble? Appreciate it, man. Konbanwa, Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning to you, bro. I see your comment, dude. Sorry. Peter got no recorded videos and more subs than most creators. Respect. But look, man, the work that Peter has put in just as far as developing the community, pushing the community, man, and just blessing so many different people. And dude is connected with literally everybody that is a part of this cigar review community, man. He's literally connected with everybody. He's brought so many of us together. So yeah, it's only right that he's gonna get that kind of support and that kind of love. And and honestly, man, his reviews on Instagram are money, and Mike with Cigar Carpenter started the same way, and those two dudes were killing it with the written reviews. So I don't know, man. Everybody's trying to push me to come back into doing reviews, so I kind of know how it feels like that. Have people, kind of pushing you to review and do all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is, man. People will step out when they ready. When they ready. Look at this right here. Hey man, I love these dudes, man. This is why these are my homies right here, man. Because like this is what we do behind the scenes. Like this is what happens. So y'all just getting a taste of what it's like when the new wave and the unbanded get together. Are you familiar with the German cigar brand Dale? Yeah. I got the Luciano Dale joint, and it's been in the dry box, man. It's about time to light that cigar up. The Istanbul, Matt from Cigar Hound Dog put me on to the Istanbul, and that's one of the most unique cigars that's out there. But I have to say that those are the only two that I really know about as far as Dale. I haven't had anything other than those two. So it's time to really, kind of, if I was still doing reviews, that would definitely be one that I would be putting up on the I Want to Smoke. That's when I would do a full breakdown on, to really get into the tobacco era, to really get into the German history on that. I can't front. I do miss being able to do those, deep dives like that, to talk about cigars. And I'm not gonna say that, that show did as well as the Buyer's Guide, and it didn't do nearly as well as the top 10 list. But I still, I think I enjoyed doing, I Want to Smoke the most, because that was like really the personal journey. And, that was my way of connecting with people who are, trying to find new brands and trying to find new flavors and get the deep dives on cigars. That's really what got me into the whole review space in general. That's that was the thing, like, watching, Mr. Lancero and Dr. Joe, like those long form 20-30 minute, you know, really deep dive reviews was the exciting part. And taking your time with the review process, taking your time to get into it, you know, that would definitely be a cigar brand that I would want to like really expound on. You feel me? That's one that I really would want to touch on like that, because I'm like, I know the brand, and I've had the chance to experience them, for myself. But I think for the cigar nerds, that's one that people really need to learn more about and get more into. The Istanbul by Dele was with some months of age to it. Is a great cigar. That, like, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I would put it in the great category, but when it comes to like having a unique flavor profile, like there's no cigar out there that had the texture of that cigar and that had the flavor of that cigar, man. I was really impressed by the Istanbul as being something like that. That wrapper is so unique and it's so different. So I was highly impressed by it. That, like, I've only had it once. You know what I'm saying? That's such a rare cigar to really come across. So, it's one of those that in due time I hope to get it again, so I can really get, to another chance to experience it. I had some construction issues with that cigar because that wrapper on it is so delicate, and it's a dry wrapper that by the time it got to this point of the cigar, it started to expand and explode on me. So I don't want to be too harsh on it for being a one-time smoke, but I don't have anything bad to say about how it tasted and how it smoked and all that kind of stuff. I'm laughing at some of the comments that's coming in. So, Lawrence, what up, man? Hey, man, life is good, man. Life is good. Life is good. I'm just happy to really get a chance to chop it up with quite a few of you guys that I don't get to talk to on the lives very often, man. So, once again, I appreciate y'all chiming in. Appreciate everybody, that on my birthday that came in, and everybody was showing love with the super chats, and Peter M was in here with the super chat as well too, man. So I appreciate that. It's just cool to have a chance to kind of kick it and to wind down, because it's like 11:30 at night here for me, to wind down and get to chop it up, man. I've had a busy week. I got a busy week coming. Tomorrow I gotta teach a Japan. I gotta teach an English class, and take the kids to swimming, and I got car repairs coming up this week. So I got a busy week. So I'm working on my Mount Fuji video for my While I'm in Japan channel. So I got most of that edited, and now it's just time for me to sit back and record, the details, and get the conversational part of the blog done, and then I'll have that up. Hopefully, if time permits me tomorrow, I'll have it out by Tuesday for y'all. That's the goal. But it's a busy week coming up, man. So we're gonna see what happens with that. This is funny right here, man. Don't go full Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like you still gotta, kind of keep that the Portuguese look. You feel me, Peter? You guys, you still gotta look Portuguese when you step out and get the nose job, and then when you camera ready, we need to still see what your heritage is, and we need to still see that you still Peter from the Cigar Collective, man. I would be heartbroken if you out here looking like Michael Jackson or Drake, no BBLs. Word up. Let me go ahead and put this one up. Yeah, no, no BBL peasy out here. We can't have that. My homie Steven up in here, man. Got to show love to the homie right there. What up, Steven? Good to see you, Playboy. I was hoping you was gonna pop up, man. I can't even front. So, how did the new wave come about? That's a good question. I think I've touched on this before. But what really happened is that most of us, kind of started around the same time, during COVID, just after COVID, and everybody's channels were in the state where everybody was growing, and DJ with Pick Jimmy had a great idea on his channel to highlight the shows that he was watching, and the people that kind of inspired him, on the channel and things like that, and just putting out there like, yo, these are the cigar reviewers that you should be watching. So he highlighted myself, Master Ash, and Cigar Hound Dog, and just from doing that, we all kind of started talking behind the scenes, and it was just kind of like a really natural thing, that we just all kind of clicked. Everybody had different styles, everybody had different personalities, but when we all kind of came together, like everybody, kind of like everybody had a different way of connecting. You know what I'm saying? But we all kind of formed like Voltron. It was really an organic and natural thing. So really, all the props go out to Jimmy or DJ for doing that, man. And it just so happened that we all kind of came together naturally. And Matt and I, especially during that time, had a really similar palette. So we were talking behind the scenes, and we just started chopping it up. And it just kind of turned into one of those things that we were just in a group chat, and everybody's talking and laughing and just being brothers of the leaf. And then it's just kind of one of those things that was just like, yo, we need to do reviews together. And we all kind of had that mentality that we weren't, trying to alienate people, especially during that time. It was a certain faction of cigar reviewers that were, saying that you need to cite your sources, and that people need to stop stealing, and I've been doing this for this long, and trying to make other people feel uncomfortable in this cigar community. And neither one of us were on that time, so we were like, yo, why not just come together and just talk cigars the way that we do behind the scenes in front of everybody, and just kind of bring everybody into the fold. So it was organic. That's just the way that it happened. I hope I really kind of, it's been one of those things that we've been, friends, and for so long now that it's almost kind of hard to go back to that stage. Channels like Cigar Hound Dog is blown up, Massey Ash is blown up, DJ is blown up, and then when it came to John, when I was talking about John with the Cigar Alchemist, John kind of hit me up out of the blue one day and was just like, dude, I like your channel, man. I want to get my channel started. How should I go about it? And he and I just kind of talked behind the scenes. And I was just like, look, dude, you got a good personality. You need to just get out there, just jump on it and do it. So he was doing so well. We were just like, yo, let's just bring him into the new wave. You know what I mean? And, we wanted people to support him the same way that we got support. And it just grew, man. We just naturally came together. So that it's really kind of a dope story when you think about it, man. Let me see what these dudes talking about. BBLPZ. BBLPZ. Hey, believe it or not, man, I don't have much of a bridge. I don't think I've ever told this story, but I broke my nose once. I broke my nose when I was in second grade. So it does give you some street cred, homie. That's some hardcore hockey stuff right there. So more power to you. Between Peter being the hockey guy, between John and being the MMA dude, man, these third dudes have earned their street cred for sure. They've taken the bumps. But really quick, man, like the way that I broke my nose, and it's amazing that it's still straight. I was running to my bus. My bus number was 214. I can remember like it was yesterday. I got out of class late. My teacher was, having a conversation with me, and I'm running as fast as I could to the bus, and I could see my bus across the way. So I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm just running full speed. And this third grader, it was a bigger kid, had this huge backpack on. And while I was running to the bus, he turns around and his backpack smacked me in the nose, and I blacked out. And my teacher at the time had one of those huge tubs with the feet on it, and it was in her classroom. She had it with pillows in there, and that used to be our timeout spot that we could take a nap in there and all that kind of stuff. And I woke up in that tub, and my nose is bloody and everything. That was the first time I broke my nose, but it's not as cool as playing hockey and breaking my nose 3 times, but that's how it happened. Because I'm like Floyd Mayweather. Ain't nobody punching me. I'm nice. So the chances of you hitting this face is gonna be slim to none, Jack. So I'm bobbing and weaving. Ain't nobody punching me, Jack. So I got crappy reception in my office, but I'm here, man. Yeah, I'm in Japan, homie. So I got crappy reception. But I appreciate you being here, Steven. And like you one of the people that I'm always looking forward to being around. So Fractal, what up, man? Good to see you. Lawrence said New Wave is bomb. Started me on my Leaf journey. You guys are pioneers for me, man. I appreciate that. That it kind of feels good, man, because you've kind of when you were doing reviews for so long, and you put out so many videos, you really don't necessarily know like how many people you're gonna inspire. But just like I was saying before, there were people that I was watching before me that inspired me to get on. I always mention the Ron Reels. I always mention the Dr. Joes and the Mr. Lanceros and whatnot. So it's kind of weird to feel like I'm on the other side of that now. And people have follow this channel, enough that people come into the lives and y'all come out and hang out with me. And, with the whole new wave crew, with the amount of content that John, that DJ, that Michael and Matt put out. And you got to like, all the new cats, from Roger to Mike and, Felipe and the Shadow League. And, it's so many people that are doing reviews. Cigar Head Fred, like you can go down the line. There's a lot of people that are doing reviews now. We're just people that are doing it. But at the same time, I think we all need someone to kind of guide us with so many brands that are being out there, and there's so much to learn about cigars and how to light your cigars and cutters, and like it's just a lot of information, and it's good to be able to help a community grow and to keep people interested in the hobby and really enjoying cigars. And, that was my whole thing behind the vintage cigar. Just to speak personally, I wanted it to be like a major herf. I wanted this community. I wanted this to be like, a way that, being in Japan, there wasn't a way for me to just sit and talk to people about cigars and to tell stories and, talk sports and music and all that kind of stuff. So to be able to develop the friendships that I've developed from this and the insights, the amount of stuff that I learned from Matt and from Michael, just talking with these guys about cigars and, the stuff that I learned from people commenting on the channel, people commenting on the lives and all that kind of stuff, the growth that has come from that, man, that part is rewarding. So when Lawrence, when you make comments like this, just know that it means a lot to us as reviewers, and it means a lot, to us with the amount of effort that we have to put into, making a channel and making thumbnails and editing and, buying cigars and sending out bombs and all that kind of stuff and doing, sweepstakes and all that. We don't get a lot of money from it, if any, you know what I'm saying? So when you get the feedback that you've influenced people and people are talking about cigars and how they enjoy the hobby, that's the biggest reward, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope, man. It means a lot. And I try to expound on it every time people make a comment like that. I don't take it lightly at all. So big props to you. Appreciate it. Memento is a cigar reviewer who is pretty entertaining. Everyone should check out his intro to the Davidoff Year of the Dragon review. That shit had me rolling. Hey, if you get a chance, Steven, send me that link, dude. I definitely want to see that. I'm not familiar with Memento, y'all. So I'm all for a new personality, man, especially if they're going to be entertaining and hilarious. And you know how I feel about the Year of the Dragon stuff. So I know this is going to be good. I definitely got to see that. Hugo, what up, man? Definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Keep doing what y'all do, my brothers. Yeah, man, we rolling. The thing about it is when it comes to just like, doing the infamous smoke show, we have such a good time. It's kind of cool that when we have like, guests on the show and we have people come on, but when it's really just like us and, we really just kind of get a chance to just talk our shit and just have fun, man. I hope you guys as viewers enjoy it as much as we do. You feel me? Like it's really like a good time. Like we really have fun talking to each other like that. And like the same way that we get down when we're doing the infamous smoke show, it's the same thing that we do when we just in a group chat and we just talking. Like, it's genuine. You feel me? And it's fun. So we all just kind of, everybody just like, like Hugo, I just gave a shout out to Hugo right now, just chopping up with Hugo, just chopping up with Roger, chopping up with Peter, Sal, like we just have a good time, and that's what this community is supposed to be about. And it's not about trying to be the best, reviewer that's out there. That competition is fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like rap battles and stuff like that. But when everybody can enjoy the culture and enjoy cigars and, have a different perspective and different insights, that's when it's fun, yo. let me put Matt up here. So let me read that real quick. It says cigars are special to all of us for different reasons, but the connection made through cigars are the most fulfilling part, without question. Without question, you know. So, and honestly, man, like I was talking earlier about how much I appreciate John the Cigar Alchemist, just as a person. Same thing goes for for Matt, man. Just I met Matt in person for like this long. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things that it didn't feel like, yo, I'm meeting the perfect stranger. It was like, yo, I finally got to pull up on my homeboy. And it was great. So sooner or later, I'm really gonna get a chance to sit down and have a cigar with him, and it's gonna be a lot of you know sophomoric jokes, and it's gonna be good times. Like that's my homie. Like Matt is my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. So it's really a genuine thing, and it's funny. Like me and Michael been going back and forth talking about the the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, like and talking hip hop, and just like that's my guy. Like I talk to these dudes about more than just cigars. So new wave for life, yo. That's my crew. Let me see. Trying to get this to pop up. Boom. It's kind of slow, but I got it. It's a new wave talking, taking the cigar world by storm. Dope stuff for sure. Appreciate that, homie. That's love right there, man. I don't know if we're taking the world by storm, man, but being able to have a community that we have, and the size that it is pretty surreal. If you think about, you know, 2,000 subscribers, and then 5,000 subscribers, and then another 5,000 subscribers, and another 20,000 subscribers, like that is, for cigars. When you put the math on it, like that's really a dope ass community. You know what I'm saying? And we all integrate, and people watching all of us, and spending time with all of us, and and then just to have like the Cigars Unbanded crew, and everybody that does their own reviews, like Matt with 1T. Like it's just so many people that the amount of people that have really supported and just really been down for us. It's just cool, man. It's just to have so many people that you can just pop in and have great conversations with, and smoke so many different cigars. It's insane, man. So bet I'll send it after I get home from work. My man, I appreciate you, because I do want to see what Memento is talking about, man. And I wonder if he got his name from the movie too. So that might be kind of dope as well. Let me see. Let me see what this. Yeah, the CEO baller is really like, I don't know if I'll ever get to that level, man. Like to be able to smoke the cigars that cat smokes, it's surreal. That'll be like meeting Michael Jordan. What up? What up? What up? What up? All right, man. So I'm getting down to the end of this, and it's getting late. It's almost midnight. Um, so I'm out here kind of pushing it. And I'm out here laughing with y'all. So hopefully I'm not being too loud. I'm trying to keep my voice down, but my wife is always yelling at me how much my voice, travels and all that kind of stuff. So I got to cut it short soon. So before I get up out of here, anybody that got any kind of questions, throw the questions out there. Let me answer a few questions before I bounce, or let me see if it's anything that comes up. I didn't have anything scheduled. A lot of the times, like I might have something that I really want to talk about, and I got some stuff that I wanted to get off my chest, but I didn't think about, doing a show this late that, I should really like, go into my bag and try to get into some deep discussions. But, oh, shoot, I missed this one. Let me go back up here. Hold up. So how's that Exclusivo? Got my friend to bring some compromisos and brulees from the UK for me. Quite rare over here. I gotta say, I was saying earlier, before you came in, Fractal, that the Bewitched, the Exclusivo, and the what is that joint? Amarillo, the Amarillo, the one with the snake on it. would probably be my favorite from the Muestra de Saka line, and this thing is outstanding. I gotta say, like a lot of the flavors kind of died off in this final third. It's really not much flavor now, but like you know, at the heart of the cigar, the first portion of it was phenomenal. You get a nice sweetness, like a vanilla sweetness in there, and it's a little bit of spice to keep it balanced. But it's a phenomenal cigar. So if you ever get a chance to get Muestra de Saka, the three that I would recommend, I know a lot of people really like the Naka Tamale, but I would recommend the Exclusivo, the Bewitched, and the Amarillo. That's my recommendations on that. Let me put this out right here. Hold on. Nah, man, that's a superstar right there. CEO Baller is a superstar. But I did hear a rumor that most of the time when he's posting, he's sitting on the toilet bowl, posting his pictures and posting his cigars. That's a rumor I've heard. I don't know how true that is. So maybe he is the shit stain, literally. So that's a rumor that's out there. Is there much of a cigar culture in Japan? If so, are they more into New World or Old World cigars? It's a good question, Noble. And I've touched on this before, that a lot of the tobacco that you find out here is for cigarettes. Japan loves their cigarettes. You can still buy cigarettes from vending machines out here. When I go into a lot of the lounges, if you go back through my channel and when like the video that I made of a cigar lounge, I've really enjoyed the experience of being in the cigar lounges out here. But most of the people that were in there were smoking cigarettes. And it's usually the gaijin, it's usually the foreigners that are smoking cigars. But there is a culture that's out here. And the culture is very interesting because it's still kind of old school. They love Cubans. And, most of the people that are serving the cigars at the bars are in three-piece suits. They got gloves on. They're cutting the cigars with the scissors, and they're lighting it with spills and all that kind of stuff. So Japan is just kind of interesting in general because they're either way in the future or they're like decades behind. So it's kind of an interesting culture, the way that works. I hope that answered your question. Just sub to Hugo. Let's go, brother. No doubt, man. Way to show love to Hugo. Like Matt said, Hugo is a boss, man. Good channel too. That's pretty baller, man. I need to get. I wonder, he might already have it, man. Like the CEO of Baller, I wonder if he has a Japanese toilet. You know what I'm saying? With the bidet on it and all of that. So, oh man, that's why I do this, man. To be able to laugh and joke with y'all, man. This is what this is about. This is what these lives are about. This is what the cigar culture is about, man. Yeah, he probably got one of those Trump toilets that's made of gold, right? It's probably platinum. I mean, he's the CEO Baller of cigars. It's the amount of money that he's spending on cigars. He's outspending Sal. He's outspending Peter. Like that. That dude is a wealth of cigar knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's like, I can only imagine what that mansion looked like. It's got to be crazy. It's probably like cigars sitting on the floor, spilling out of the humidor. That must be the life, man. He probably got a yacht, and he probably sit on the toilet in his yacht. I can only dream of getting to that level. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate y'all spending the time with me. It's amazing, to have even 13 people, sitting here chopping it up with me, man. Everybody that commented, appreciate y'all. Shouts out to Matt. Shouts out to Peter. Shout out to Steven, man. Shout out to Peter M. All of y'all that really took the time to join me for another edition of Smoke Your Best Cigars. Let me see. Let me put this up really quick. Yo, I can't really laugh the way I want to right now, man. Hey, man, I appreciate the love, yo. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for joining in with me, man. I think I'm gonna call this a show. We got 2 hours. I really wasn't expecting to go that long, but one, that cigar pretty much lasted about an hour and 30 minutes, and that was a good cigar. I could have kept going with that. It's still a little bit more left. I could have got down to the nub, but it's always fun, man. I'll be back soon. Um, I'll probably come out and try to do another one of these, at night now that I kind of like got my little hideaway. So if I go in and, my wife doesn't curse me out and my neighbors aren't looking at me, like I'm a pariah tomorrow, then, I'll do this again at some point in time. So I'll come out here and kick it with y'all, man. Thank you all for all the love, man, and taking the time to chill with your boy. Y'all stay up. Continue to smoke your best cigars. Go out and subscribe to Hugo. Go out and subscribe to John with the Cigar Alchemist. Go out and subscribe to Cigar Head Fred. Subscribe to the homie, the bearded cigar, Marvin, or Crondon, depending on how y'all know him. And it was somebody else that I wanted to give love to. Damn. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But it was somebody else that I mentioned that I wanted you guys to go out and subscribe to. Make sure you support these channels. Keep building the community and, keep smoking your best cigars. And that's what this shit is all about. It's EKB from Sasebo, Japan. Y'all stay up, and I'm going to go and get some water and crash, man, so I can start my day. So y'all be cool. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. And I'll see what, some of the stuff that I can post to the community tab. Anyway, that's me. That's the show. And I'll catch y'all on the next go round. Peace.